All right, so today we are here to learn about performing virtually, right? Because right now we really can't do any performances live. Some people are doing like drive-in performances, which is really cool, but we don't all have the opportunity to do that. So today we're gonna learn a little bit about some things that'll help make our videos look really good, whether we're doing like a pre-recorded YouTube type video or if we're doing like a live Zoom type performance. So I'm going to share my screen with you as I have just a little PowerPoint so that I can make sure to not forget anything. So this is our class today, Perfecting Your Virtual Performance for Singers. So we hopefully are all singers. If you're not, that's okay, because some of these things will help you even if you're not a singer, if you're an actress, or if you play an instrument, or whatever your performance may be, some of these things might help you. So here we have vocal warm-up. So if we're singing for a performance, whether it's online or it's in person, so this goes for like down the road when we're allowed to have our in-person performances again, we always want to warm ourselves up. So we want to warm up our body and warm up our voice. Hopefully you guys have a little bit of space around you. I'm going to move my chair out of the way and I'm going to stand up and we're going to do this warm-up together. So if you guys could stand up too, move my chair so that I don't step on anything. There we go. All right, so for right now, just keep your microphones off because if we're all singing together at the same time on Zoom, it doesn't quite work right and we have a delay and it just sounds really funny. So for now, we'll just keep our microphones off unless I call on you or ask you to answer a question, or if you wanted to show me an example of your singing, which we'll get to in a little bit. You can turn your microphones on for that, but for right now, we'll just keep them off. All right, so we're gonna start with our bodies first. We're gonna do a quick stretch. I'm going to stop sharing my screen just so that you can see me bigger. There we go. All right, so we're gonna start by just reaching our arms up. I like to, it's hard to see because my camera is not high enough, but I like to do this with my hands so that I'm really making sure my hands aren't gonna droop down or like kind of do this, right? So we're holding our hands up all the way up, but we wanna make sure, I'll move my hair, we wanna make sure that our shoulders stay down. If we go like this, then all of our muscles in our neck and our shoulders are really tight. So try to relax those shoulders. And this is gonna be our breathing exercise. We're gonna take a really nice big breath in and let it out. And as we let it out, we'll let our arms come down like this. Okay, so arms up one more time. Nice big breath, take a big breath in and let it out. We'll blow it out like you're blowing out a candle. Nice, let's do that one more time. Arms up, nice big breath and let it out. Good, very nice. Let's roll out our shoulders. We want to loosen up all of our muscles, especially our shoulders, our back, and our neck. So roll those shoulders and roll them forward. Rolling those shoulders forward. Very nice. All right, let's bring our shoulders up. We're gonna bring them up as high as we can go, and this kind of tightens up our muscles, but the next thing we're gonna do is gonna relax them. So bring them all the way up and then drop them down as fast as you can. Boom. Yeah, good. Try it again. Ready? All the way up and drop them down. Boom. Yeah, good. All right, so for our singing posture, we want our feet to be flat on the floor. Our toes are facing front. We want arms by our side. So we're gonna start like this, and then we're gonna shake it out. We're gonna shake one thing at a time. So I'm gonna start with my hands. So I'm gonna shake this hand first, and then this hand, and then I know you can't see my feet, but I'm gonna shake my right foot, and then I'll shake my left foot. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other hand, doesn't matter which one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shake your foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shake your other foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we're gonna do the same thing, but this time we're gonna go faster. So we're only gonna shake for 4 counts, and then we'll keep going. We'll shake for 3 counts, and then 2, and then 1, and then all of our body will be loose and relaxed. So here we go, starting with our hands. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Foot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Other foot. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Shake your foot. 1, 2, 3. Other foot. 1, 2, 3. And again. 1, 2, 1, 2. Foot. 1, 2, other foot, 1, 2, and 1, 1, 1, 1, and shake it all out. Shake your arms and your legs and wiggle, 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 and stop. Awesome. All right, so our bodies are ready. Now let's warm up our voice. So if you were to take singing lessons with me, during our singing lessons, we would do vocal warm-ups. I'd play the piano and we'd sing. But a lot of times when we're getting ready for a performance, we don't have a piano ready, or we don't have our vocal tracks ready to practice our warm-ups that maybe I sent you in a recording, or you're not able to go on YouTube and sing along with some warm-ups. So these warm-ups that we're gonna do today are super easy. You can do them anywhere. You don't need any supplies for this. So we're gonna start with a siren. We're gonna take our voice down low and then up high and back down low. We're gonna sing woo. So I'm gonna take just a quick water real quick because my voice is dry today. All right, so we're gonna sing woo. I'll show you first, and then, oh, we have someone else here. Let's let them join in. There we go. All right, so I'll sing it first, and then you can sing it after me. Remember, we're gonna stay on mute for right now. And we're singing woo, down, up, down. So here we go. Woo! Notice that as I go higher, my mouth gets bigger. So you're gonna open your mouth nice and big as we go to those high notes. Try it with me, ready? Woo! Yeah, nice. You can use your hands if you want to. It really helps me get my sound moving, get my body moving. Let's try it again, ready? Woo! Nice. Does anyone want to show us their siren? If you want to turn your microphone on, we can try it one at a time if you'd like. Yeah, Elise, do you want to try it?
Sorry, it wasn't letting me unmute.
Oh, that's okay. Do you want to show us your siren?
Sure.
Awesome, go for it.
Woo!
Yeah, nice. I liked your high note way at the top. That sounded good. Anyone else want to try? You don't have to if you don't want to, but you're welcome to if you'd like. And someone just joined us. I don't know what your name is, but just so you know, we're filming and the video will be going on to YouTube. So if you don't want to be a part of the video, you can just keep your camera turned off. But if you'd like to be a part of the video and if you'd like to interact with us, you're welcome to turn your camera on. All right, so that's our siren. The next one we're gonna do is a buzzing of your lips. I call this a lip buzz. Some people call it a lip trill. It's where we go with your lips. Some people have a really hard time with that, so it's okay if you can't do it. I'll show you a different way to do it if that's hard for you, but we'll start with that one first. We're gonna do the siren again, down, up, down, but we're gonna use our lips this time. So it sounds like this. It goes. So let's try that together. Stay on mute for now. Ready? Nice. Let's do one more together. Awesome. All right. Anyone want to show us your lip buzz? Yeah? Okay, Valentina, go ahead. Yeah, nice. You got a really good buzz on the lips. That sounded good. Anyone else? Do you want to try it, Elise?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead. Nice. Yeah, it's really hard. It takes practice to get the going. Something that could help if you're having a hard time keeping the going the whole time is using your fingers. If you put them down here by your chin and then lift up, it makes your lips really flabby. Do you see how mine are just like kind of sticking out a little bit? So if we do a with your fingers there, it kind of helps it a little bit. So if you wanted to practice that some more at home on your own and you're like, oh gosh, I just can't get this to keep going, you can try that, just fingers right there. Some people also do here in your cheeks and then so some different things help different people. So if one of those works for you, then definitely give that a try. If you still can't do it and you're like, gosh, my lips, they just don't do that. Some people are better with your tongue. So they can go. So Some people can't do it, some people can. So it's kind of both of those things, the lip trill or the tongue trill, they both help our voices in the same way. They relax our face muscles, they relax our tongue muscles, it brings our sound forward, it helps get all of that sound up into our cheeks and our nose. So if you can do one or the other, then just pick which one you like the best and go with that one. So we'll do a couple of those. You can try it if you're like, I can't do it, that's okay. You can just go back to your lip trill. All right, so here we go. So with the tongue if you can. I almost did my lips. Okay, with the tongue. Ready? Yeah, one more time. Ready? Very nice. All right, so if we're doing exercises like this, our sounds start going low and high, we're bringing it back down. That's gonna really get our voices warmed up, and we already did our stretch, our body's all warmed up. So after we do that, and we feel like our voice feels good, our body feels good, we're ready to sing, right? So you guys can go ahead and have a seat, and we're gonna talk about some things that are gonna help our videos or our Zoom performances look nice. So I'm going to go back to sharing my screen here so that you can see the next slide. So our performance space. Our performance space is really important because one, we need to feel comfortable in our space, but also the audience can see our space when we're performing online. So if we're performing in a really messy room, the audience might get distracted by things in our room. Like maybe there's a cat that's like playing with a string or something in the background, and the people in the audience that are watching you from their home computers are going to be looking at that instead of you. Right? And we want for our performance, we want the audience to look at us. We want them to see what we're doing and pay attention to our song or whatever it is that we're doing to perform. So we want to make sure our rooms are nice and clean and there's no distractions. As you know, can see, I have curtains hanging up behind me, and so does Alicia. She's got those really cool curtains back there. I like that. So if you have a really messy room and you're like, oh gosh, I don't have enough time to clean this, or I don't know where to put all this stuff, you can always do something like this. Just put up a curtain, or, you know, even sometimes when I've done videos in the past, I would just use like a tablecloth or a blanket or whatever, but something to put up behind me so that way there's no distractions for the audience. And this is good for the audience, but also you want to think about what colors you're putting behind you. Like this one is just plain white, so there's no distractions. But if you were to put up like a blanket that had like some crazy design on it with rainbows and, you know, unicorns and all this stuff, then people might pay more attention to that than you. So make sure that whatever you've got going on behind you is not going to be a distraction. Another thing that I want to share with you, which you might already know, but maybe you don't, is that if you have light behind you, like a really bright window or an actual lamp or something that's behind you, it's going to make it harder to see you. You're going to turn kind of dark colored, and then the light behind you will be the brightest thing in the video. I'm just gonna join the call here with my iPad so that I can move around a little bit and you can see what I'm talking about. I have to mute this one, hold on. There we go. So now I can see myself. Okay, so if I am here with this light behind me, you can see that I'm not very bright. I'm gonna just set this right here. And, oh, no, I'll set it over here. If I have all this light behind me, I'm really dark, right? So if I'm really dark and I'm singing my song, everybody's watching, they're not really going to get to see my facial expressions because I'm just kind of like this dark blob in the middle of my screen, right? So if you have something like that, the best thing to do would be to turn around so that the light is in front of you, or to block it out with like blackout curtains or blanket or something like I was just talking about, putting some curtains out. So that is that, and I'm going to leave the meeting from here. There we go. All right, so has anyone experienced that before? Like if you were in a Zoom call and someone was just like too dark and you couldn't see them? Yeah, so we don't want that to happen while we are performing because we want the audience to see us. All right, so we talked about our background, what's behind us. Now let's talk about some lighting. So definitely we don't want to spend a lot because I'm sure our parents are tired of buying us things that we need for all this distance learning, or, you know, like all these things that we have to have now to be able to do our Zooms and all this stuff and being home. So we don't want to spend very much if we can help it. So natural light is always good if you can have it in front of you. Right? So like a moment ago when I turned around and I was like, you have the light in front of you. You could see my face nice and bright. Natural light is obviously free. That's the light from the sun, right? But what if you're performing at nighttime, right? That's not going to work. I have a few different light options that I'm going to show you right now. So I'm going to turn off the lights that I have on right now, and I'm going to turn on my lights that are up in the ceiling so you can see what overhead lights look like. So now I just have the lights on that are above me, right? So these are just like, you know, like the can lights that go up in the ceiling. And because it's a bright day, it's not super bright, but it's not dark outside, it's okay, right? You can see me, it's not horrible, but a moment ago I had more light on my face, right? So that's another option. If you can always check it out, go on your Zoom and start a Zoom call all by yourself and try different lightings and see how it looks, right? So that's that one. I'm gonna turn these lights off. And this is what I look like without any lights on, just my natural light. And the next one is a ring light. Have you guys seen these before? They're kind of neat. So this is a light. When I turn it on, you'll see all of this part lights up and it has a clip on it. So you can attach it to your phone or to your iPad or to your computer. Since my camera is right here, I can go like that and my camera can still see me, and I could turn the light on and it makes my face brighter, right? So these are kind of neat because they usually have like different settings. Like this is the first one, second one gets a little brighter, third one gets even brighter. And if I put it on my computer, then you can see my face, right? It's nice and bright. So these ones are pretty nice for if you're doing close up, right? So if you're doing a performance or you're doing something with your phone and you're holding it and it's close up, cool. But as soon as you move farther back, that light isn't very bright anymore, right? So these ones are only like $5-6. I think I got this one on Amazon, and you can get them like at Target or wherever, right? There's a bunch, they're all over the place. But if we are doing a performance and we really want to look our best, we want to use more lights than just one. And what I'm using today is just lamps, and I'll show you what they look like in just a second. But they are just lamps that I bought at the store, right? One of them came off my desk. The other one came from Home Depot, and the Home Depot lamp is only $6.47. So it's really cheap. So if your parents are like, I don't want to spend a lot of money on this, you might do a few performances, and then, you know, we're going to go back to school, we're going to go back to normal life, and we won't need this stuff anymore. But if you want to continue making YouTube videos, you might actually use it more than just once or twice. So I'm going to turn these lights on. This one is just a desk lamp. And I like this one because it has a neck that you can like adjust, so you can really put the light where you want it. And this is the one I use in my office all the time. So whenever we're having a lesson or whatever, and you see me if you take lessons with me online, I'm using this, and it's on my face so that you can see me nice and bright. So I'm going to put this one back and I'll turn it on, and then I'll show you the other light that I have. So this is my Home Depot light. It has a clamp on it, just like our other light, the ring light had, but this one can go anywhere. I can like stick it on my chair, and there it's hanging out on my chair. I can put it on the edge of my desk or whatever, and it's also adjustable here, right? So I can really adjust where I'm putting the light. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug this one back in, and I will turn it on so that you can see it. All right, so we've got our lights on. Now you can see me. You notice though that sometimes when you turn these lights on, you get shadows. Like you can see my shadow here. You can see the shadow of my microphone over here, right? So to get rid of those, you need more lights. I know it's a lot. I didn't have that many today because I'm just a little crowded over here, but you could have another light behind you over here and another light behind you over here going on your backdrop or whatever is behind you, your curtains, your wall, and it'll kind of get rid of some of those shadows. So you have to kind of play with it and just, you know, like get kind of creative and try to get as much light on you as you can without getting washed out. And enough light behind you that you don't have all these crazy shadows like I got today. So those are like some really cheap ways to do it. You can also obviously go online and buy like, you know, a lighting kit for photography or film or whatever. They're like $180, $200, you know, and you can get a pretty good kit, but we can do it this way too. All right, so we got our lights down. Now we have Zoom. All right, so we are on Zoom right now. And the Zoom, so they had all these settings and I was trying to make it sound good for music and it just wasn't working. And then I was super excited because in the beginning of this month on September 1st, they have a new setting that they created for music, which is totally awesome. So it sounds so much better with this special settings. So I'm gonna get out of this here. Do that. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sing for you. I'm just going to sing my little 10-second song. And I have it set right now for the settings to be just default, the way it normally is, not putting the music settings on. I'm not putting the original sound on. I have like everything is just the way it is when you sign in, right? So I want you to hear what it sounds like. I'm going to play my music through a speaker and I'm just going to sing without a microphone. Let me get this plugged in. And after you listen, I want you to tell me what it sounds like. All right, so here we go. This song is called Alone. It's by a band called Heart. And before I sing, because I've been talking a lot, I'm gonna take another sip. Okay, so here we go. Let's see how it sounds when we put the music on. There we go. Till now, I always got by on my own. I never really cared until I met you. All right, so what could you hear? Yes, Valentina.
I could hear your voice like really neatly.
Mm-hmm. Could you hear the music?
Yeah, I could hear the music.
Oh, you could. Interesting. Okay. So I'm going to try it again, and I'm going to change the settings for the audio. There's a section that says suppress background noise. Right now, it's on medium. I'm going to put it to high, and let's see what you hear now if I do it this way. All right, so everything else, all the settings are just default. Now we're on high suppression. So I'm going to back this up a little bit, and I'll sing it again. All right, let's see what this one sounds like. So what do we hear?
Couldn't hear you.
Yeah, right? So you couldn't hear me either, Elise?
I could barely hear you, and like the sound was, you could hear this warping sort of.
Oh yeah. So sometimes it kind of like makes this weird, like, you know, sometimes it's like an underwatery sound. Sometimes it just blocks out the volume altogether and you can't hear the music at all. So, you know, that's why the settings are really important. So the first time, I'm surprised that you were able to hear the music because usually even on the like medium setting, or it still blocks out quite a bit. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the settings, and I'll show you how to do this in just a second, but I just want to demonstrate what it sounds like first. I'm going to change the settings, suppress background noise. I'm going to put to low. Low means that it's not going to try to get rid of the sounds in the background, which would be my music. And when I go to the advanced audio settings, I'm going to disable the echo cancellation because I want that to be, actually right now I'm not because I don't have headphones on, so I'll do that in a minute. But I will put, oh no, my high fidelity music mode was already on. So that's probably why you could hear me before when it was on the first time. So now my music mode is on. I've got my, my suppression down as low as it can go. And I'm gonna sing it again and see if it changes how it sounds. Okay, so here we go, one more time. Till now, I always got by on my own. I never really cared until I met you. All right, could you hear me that time? Cool, nice. Ooh, cool. I see you have like a ring light there, Alicia. Or Elise, how do you say your name? Alicia?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Sorry. All right. So that's really cool. I like it. If you were performing, you wouldn't want to have the mirror behind you, but we're not performing right now, so no worries. All right. So those are the settings. I'm going to share my screen again with you so that you can see how to do that. And then if you want to show me your song with these settings, we can give it a try. All right, so here we have some audio settings. If you go to on your Zoom where the little microphone is, where you would mute and unmute yourself, there's like a little arrow button. And if you're on a computer, you'll see all these settings. If you are on an iPad or a phone, you won't have as many settings as you do on a regular computer. So if you're doing a live performance, you definitely want to use a computer because you have so many more options and you're going to be able to have a better sound. So if you're on a computer, you click that little arrow thing and there's a spot that says audio settings. And this is where the suppressed background noise is. If you click the drop down, it has auto, low, medium, and high, right? So when we are performing, we want it to be on low because we don't want it to try to get rid of the background noise. That means we have to be somewhere that there's not a lot of sound, right? So we can't have like our little brother on the TV watching something while we're performing, right? Because if we put this to low, it's going to make it so that we hear pretty much everything that's in the room. Okay, so we have that on low, and then if you click right here on the advanced, it takes you to this screen, and that screen has echo cancellation. You can leave it on auto, that's fine. And then here it says disable echo cancellation. So we only want to do that. We only want to actually disable it if we're going to have headphones on, because a lot of times when we are Zooming and you are talking to someone and they start to talk and you can hear it through your computer, it might get kind of like an echo going on. And if you have your headphones on, that won't happen. So you can disable that echo cancellation and you'll get a more true sound to what you actually sound like to the audience. Right, so we'll talk about headphones and stuff and microphones and that stuff in just a second. So the bottom one right here is the high fidelity music mode. That's the new setting. I'll get to you in just one second. That's the new setting. So if we have that box checked, then that means that the sound quality of our music and of our singing is going to be the best. So we definitely want that one. Yes, Alicia?
I don't have the arrow next to my mute. I only have mute and stop video.
Are you, what kind of device are you Zooming
A
on?
phone?
A phone, yeah. So if you're on the phone, the only way to do those settings is before you get into your Zoom call. So you won't be able to do it right now, but you know, you can always come back and watch this video again later and see these for if you were gonna do it on a computer. It will look different on the phone, but you should still be able to find some of these settings. You won't have all of the setting options, you'll just have some of them. But if you can get as many of them to be like this as possible, then you'll get the best sound from your phone. But again, if you're gonna perform, it's best to do that from a real computer. Even Chromebooks don't have all of these settings. So it's best to use like a real actual computer if you're doing a performance.
And also headphones help, right?
Yes.
Or
Yeah, we're gonna talk about
can
that.
I go grab mine?
Yeah, go for it. All right, so those are the audio settings. I'm gonna stop sharing here so that I can see you guys better. There we go. And when Alicia comes back, if you'd like to sing a little bit, I sent you guys an email saying to have like 10 seconds of a song ready, just like what I was just singing. If you'd like to sing something for us, you don't need to put music on or anything. We'll just do it without the music because that gets a little complicated. And it takes some trial and error to make sure that the music sounds good. So if you'd like to sing a little bit for us and with whatever settings you've got and tell us what settings you're using, then we'll kind of be able to compare and contrast those different sound settings. We'll wait for Elise to get back. Yeah, there she is. All right, you plugging in your headphones? Awesome. Cool. All right, so do either one of you want to sing your 10-second song for us? Yeah, Elise, go for it.
I wasn't able to find the plug because this is a circular one.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah.
So I don't know if it will
That's
work.
okay. So basically for today, we want to compare all different sound settings so that we can decide which ones we think sound the best. So we'll see how it sounds without your headphones. And
Okay,
we'll
I
know.
just found the piece that
Oh, you got it. Cool. Okay, let's try it.
I just need a moment.
No worries. Valentina, are you going to sing something too? Yeah, cool. All right, I'm excited. All right, there we go. So sing your 10-second song for us.
Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Good.
So I'm gonna be singing That Would Be Enough from Hamilton.
Ooh, cool. All right, I'm excited.
Let this moment be the first chapter where you decide to stay. And that would be enough.
Nice.
And we could be enough.
Cool.
And that would
sounds
be
really-
enough.
Ooh, I
Sorry.
like the riff at the end. Sorry, I didn't realize you weren't done. The riff at the end was awesome. Now that I know how long it is, when you sing it again later, I won't cut you off. Awesome. That sounded really good. So there was one spot where it got the sound, just not because of you, but because of your sound settings in the phone and all the stuff that we're using, got like a little distorted. And it was on your high note that came like kind of near the beginning. Because those high notes, the sound, when you don't have the music mode on, the sound for Zoom tries to suppress the sound. It tries to like make it so really loud sounds aren't too loud. And then it changes how it sounds for us as the audience, right? So that's one of the reasons why our music mode is really important. So that's a good example for us to see, Elise, is that, you know, if you are on a phone and doesn't have this new music setting, then that's as good as your performance can get. Even though you can sound amazing, which you totally do, you sound so great. Even if you sound amazing, the audience isn't going to hear it that way because some of those sounds are going to get suppressed, right? But nice, good job. That sounds really good. All right, Valentina, you want to sing something for us?
Yeah, I'm going to sing Happy by Dixie D'Amelio.
Awesome.
Sometimes I don't want to be happy. Don't hold it against me. If I'm down, just leave me there. Let me be sad.
Nice, good. All right, so you put your music on, which is fine. But whatever settings we've got going on right now for yours it's blocking out most of the music. So we couldn't really hear it very much. We could hear you, we just couldn't hear the music. So what's going on with your settings? What are you zooming on? What settings do you have set right now?
I don't really have settings right
Okay.
now.
What are you
Because
zooming on? Are you using a phone, an iPad, a computer?
I'm using like a Chromebook,
Oh, okay.
computer.
Yeah. So Chromebooks don't have all the settings that a regular computer would have. So the way that you just sounded to us was that the music wasn't very loud. Your voice was pretty good. It sounded nice, sounded really like clear, but the music wasn't. So if you were doing a performance and you had music, that wouldn't really be the best device to use, right? But it sounded really good. Great job, Valentina. Nice.
Thank you.
All right, so I see Aiden's just hanging out. Hopefully you're enjoying, and you can definitely try some of these things on your own. If you're not interested in showing us today, that's fine. So those are some examples of different sounds for our sound settings. Definitely always want to use a computer for performing because we can use the music mode and it sounds so much better than without it. So I'm going to share my screen again so you can see the next slide. And we're going to talk about microphones. All right, so microphones, we have lots of different options. We have some no cost options, and we have some that cost more. So the first one is our built-in microphone. That's what we all just used. I used the microphone that was in my computer. I didn't have any microphones plugged in. You guys were doing the same thing. So that's obviously the cheapest option because you already have it, right? It's part of your computer or part of your phone or part of your iPad, whatever you're Zooming on. But doesn't always have the best quality. My computer I'm using right now is a brand new MacBook Pro, so the microphone in this one is actually pretty good. Like I'm sure you could tell listening to me singing is like you could hear me pretty clearly, sounded pretty nice, right? But if you're using an older computer or you're using like an iPad or a phone, it might not have the best microphone in it. So no matter how great you sound, you won't be super totally awesome just because of your microphone, right? So I have a few here to show you. The first one I'm going to show you is this one. This is the MXL Tempo, and this is a USB microphone. So that means that it has a cable that connects to your computer. This is the USB cable, and you can connect that to your computer, and then you can you don't need anything else, just the microphone and your computer, and you're good to go. So this one I have used in some of my lessons, and you know, so I haven't used it for any performances because I have another one that's my favorite, which I'll tell you about in a second. But it's definitely a step up from your regular built-in microphone, right? And that one costs about $90. It's like 89 something. And then this one, this is my super favorite. This is the Shure MV88 Plus. It's really teeny tiny, and it comes with this little tripod stand. So you could use it on the stand. You could also take it off and put it on a regular tripod. And this is really cool. It comes with this, which you can put your phone inside here. And this goes on the tripod, and the microphone goes right on top here, and you can use this to film if you're making like videos for YouTube or whatever. You could film right on your camera. The microphone plugs into the phone, so it's really cool. It plugs right into your phone here, and it comes with a cable so that you could do iPhone or Android, and it's really good sound quality. And you can plug your headphones right into the back of the microphone. So it's really cool. It is expensive. It's $249, and but it's worth it because you can do so many things with it. I can plug it into my laptop. I can plug it into my iPad. I can plug it into my phone. And when you buy this, you also get apps. So if you want to use this with your phone or your iPad, you can download, there's 2 apps that you get for free. You can get the download app for the music, so recording, singing, or instruments or whatever. And that's just the sound, or you can download the one with the video. And it's a video app that also works with the microphone. So it's really cool. So that one is my favorite, and that's the one that I used for a video that I did. So I'm going to show you real quick that video. I'm going to share. Stop sharing so I can show you. So what I did in this video was to be able to hear myself. This microphone is pretty neat because it doesn't have to be close to you. It can be like, I could have it over here by my computer, and I could be over here like 3 or 4 feet away, and it will hear you and it will be good quality. But when I filmed it, this one was like not close to me, and I didn't want to have my headphones plugged in way over there and have my cord like stretched out and like, you know, so to be able to hear myself, what I did was I plugged in this microphone, and I had this plugged into my computer, which was like right next to me, and I had it going through GarageBand so that I could hear the music, I could hear myself, and then I took the sound from this microphone and I put it into the video that I put on YouTube. So in the video, you see me using the other microphone, the MXL Tempo, which is the USB microphone, but you're actually hearing this microphone. So I'm going to show you real quick. I'm not going to play the whole video, but if you want to check it out, you're welcome to. Let me share my screen real quick. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm not going to play the whole thing. This is just a little bit. I had two cameras going, so you could see me from this angle, and then you'll also see me from another angle. And again, there's the microphone that you're not listening to. You're listening to the Shure microphone, the small one that I just showed you. So here we go. You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't fight the fighter, but I see it in you, so we gotta walk it out. Move mountains, we're gonna walk it out. Move mountains, and I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, high like the waves, I'll rise up, in spite of the ache, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. When the silence isn't quiet. All right, so I'm going to stop it there. And thank you. So that was this microphone. It was like maybe 5 or 6 feet away from me, and it sounds great, really good quality. And so definitely, if you're going to be making a lot of YouTube videos or you're going to be doing a lot of performances, I like this one for those reasons. One, it sounds really good, but also you don't have to have it really close to you. And that's nice because, you know, if I was doing a Zoom performance, I don't want that microphone in my face blocking the audience from seeing me, right? So that's kind of a neat thing that you can use. All right, I'm gonna, yes. Elise?
Did you write that song?
No, I didn't. That was a cover. It was, it's called Rise Up by, I think her name is pronounced Andrea Day or Andrea, I don't really know how to say her name. But she's a great artist. And that one I did as a cover when do you guys remember all the riots were going on? And it was like really crazy and hectic and kind of scary. I did that cover to support, you know, equality and everybody. And you know, I was like, this song has a good message, so I sang it and recorded it. Yes, Elise, thank you,
So you should also do a different one, which I think your voice would sound great with. It's
Yeah,
called Good Job.
good job.
It's
Oh,
by Alicia Keys.
yeah, I just saw that. I think it was this morning or last night. I just saw it for the first time, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. I saw actually it was a children's choir that was singing a cover of it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this song is so cool. Thank you. I would love to do that. Maybe you should do it too. You should for after you watch this. We're done with this class. We only have, oh my gosh, it's already 10:50. After we're done with the class, you should go ahead and, like, you know, record it and make your own performance for it. That would be awesome. All right, well, I didn't realize, oh my gosh, it's already 10:50. I'm gonna go back to our slideshow here. All right, so that was the Shure. The last one that I was gonna talk about is the most expensive option, but it's usually the best sound quality if you're really wanting to focus on your vocals, is you have this. So this is called an audio interface. And an audio interface is where you can plug in your microphone, you could plug in a guitar or, you know, other instruments into here. On the back side, there's places where you can plug in your keyboards. So if you were like gonna perform like playing an instrument and singing at the same time, this is the best way to go, because all of your sound from your microphone, from your instrument, goes directly into the computer that you're zooming on or that you're recording your video with. So it's going to be the best quality that you can have if you're going to do like that kind of stuff. And so if you have that, you also have to have a microphone. Can you see my microphone? There we go. So this microphone is an EV, that's Electro Voice microphone. It's a RE320. And it is a really nice microphone that works for voice and for instruments. So some microphones are made only for voice, some microphones are made only for instruments. This one can do both. And then you've got one of these. This is a pop filter. A pop filter makes it so if you're singing and you're doing like p, or like, you know, you're getting like these really hard like d or t sounds, that it stops the air from hitting the microphone and we don't get like these big like p sounds into the microphone, right? So if you have that there, it blocks those, but your voice can go straight through it and go to the microphone. And then you would sing into it. Oh my goodness, my computer almost fell off the table. Wow, there we go. All right, so you would sing into your microphone just like you saw me singing into the other microphone from the video that we just watched. So that is the last option. It's the most expensive. So if you're like super serious about making music and stuff, you would want to use that. And then you could also use it if you're like recording, if you're making like songs that you want to sell on iTunes or Amazon or whatever. You'd want really good quality, so you're going to want to do that. So my audio interface that I'm using is the PreSonus Audio Box i2. The i2 has two inputs. That means you can plug in two things at the same time, like a microphone and a guitar, or a microphone and a keyboard, or two microphones, whatever you want to do. But anyway, so because we're running out of time, I'm going to skip ahead, and that those are our options for microphones. We want to get to our performance tips. If you guys are okay with it, I'm going to go over our 1 hour a little bit because this is super important, and I want to make sure we get to practice these things together. So if you have to leave, you're welcome to you know, skip out early, or skip out not early, but before we're done. And you can always rewatch this on YouTube. So okay, performance tips. This is super important. We look good. We've got our sound sounding good. We've got all those the settings and our microphones figured out, whichever one you choose to go with. And now we got to make sure that we do a really good job with our performance. So first things first, when you are performing, you want to introduce yourself, right? I'm sure a lot of people watching you will know who you are, but you never know. There might be some people that don't know you and just saw like, oh, cool, there's this performance right now that I can watch, and they like clicked in and they watched it, and they don't know who you are, right? So we want to tell everybody who you are and what song you're doing. It's always a good idea to kind of tell a little bit about yourself too. So a lot of times if I'm performing, I like to say my name, I like to say what song it is, and just a little something extra, like maybe this is one of my favorite songs because, you know, when I was a kid, I would listen to this in the car. My parents are going on these road trips and whatever, you know, you kind of want to give a little something personal to make it special. And then we want to look in the camera while we're performing. So not all the time. If you were like looking in the camera the whole time and you're singing here the whole time, it might get a little uncomfortable for the audience because they're like, oh my gosh, they feel like they're being stared at, right? But every once in a while, we want to look in the camera. When we are doing these types of live performances, it's really easy to look at yourself on the screen instead of looking up at the camera. So if you're like looking at yourself and you're going, you know, like now that I've got this Rise Up song in my head, I'll just sing that one. But if I'm going like, broken down and tired, living life on a merry-go-round. It's like, okay, cool, you can hear me, you can see me, but it doesn't look like I'm connecting with you because my eyes aren't looking into your eyes. They're not looking into the camera where your eyes are going to see you, right? So every once in a while, you want to pop your eyes up into the camera, and you can, you know, find moments where you're going to look down. You might want to look off to the side, but find moments in your song to look right into that camera and connect with your audience. All right, the next thing is facial expressions. So important, and this goes for all performances, live performances, YouTube performances, Zoom performances, all performances, we need our facial expressions, right? So if you are performing and you're singing, I'll go back to my Rise Up song, and I'm just going, you're broken down and tired, living life on a merry-go-round. It's like, all right, cool, sounds good, but I don't see those emotions, right? But if I go, you're broken down and tired, living life on a merry-go-round, then you're like, oh, I feel it. I can see the emotions on your face. I can hear it in your voice. Now the audience is going to feel it, right? After I go over this last one, I'm going to see if you guys can sing your songs for me again and add in these facial expressions and the body movements that I'm talking about right now. So we've got our facial expressions down. If you're performing, we've got to use our body too, right? Move my chair out of the way. So, oh, see my face. That's important. You always want your face to be in your performance. All right, so if I'm performing and I've got my facial expressions going, but my hands are here the whole time, and I'm going, you're broken down and tired, living life on a merry-go-round. It's like, okay, cool, she's looking good. I'm starting to feel those emotions, but we can bring even more emotions into it by using your hands, right? When we have a conversation with someone, we use our hands, right? We don't just like, hey, how's it going? Right? Like, oh, hi, how are you doing? Oh my gosh, that was such a great day the other day. And, you know, like we use our hands. So when we sing, we want it to feel like we're talking to someone. We want it to feel like we're having that conversation. So this time I'll sing it with my hands. We want to make sure we don't do too much. They're not moving all over the place, but we're not doing nothing with them at all, right? So let me fix my hair, because if I'm performing, I have my hair all nice here. Okay. So this would be with, I'm going to show you, so I already did with no hand movements. Now I'm going to show you with too much hand movements, and then I'll show you with perfect amount of hand movements. So, you're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round. It's like you can't focus. You can't see what's going on because there's too much movement, right? So now I'll do some hand movements, but not too much. I'll do my facial expressions, and this is what we end up with. You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round. Right? So I'm using my hands sometimes, but they're not over the top crazy, right? All right, let's see what you guys got. Let's do your 10-second songs, and let's have you guys show me your facial expressions and show me your body movements. I'm gonna make it so I can see you. There you go.
Sometimes I don't want to be happy. Don't hold it against me. If I'm down, just leave me there. Let me be sad.
Nice, good. I liked the hand movements. I liked your facial expressions. I would rather you keep your eyes open more. It's okay to close your eyes sometimes, because definitely that's a way that we show that we're really feeling that emotion. But if you keep them closed too much, then the audience loses that connection with you, right? Ugh, there we go. But it sounded great. I loved your hand movements. It looked really nice. Good job. All right, Elise, it's your turn.
Okay. Are we supposed to say like our name and everything, or?
No, we don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
We'll just focus on the facial expressions and body movements this time.
Let this moment be the first chapter where you decide to stay, and that would be enough, and we could be enough, and that would be enough.
Yeah, nice. I liked your facial expressions. They looked great. Your hands came up every once in a while when you're really feeling it. I love that. Very nice. So if you're practicing those, you're practicing your facial expressions and your hand movements, you want to try to do that in Zoom, because if you do practice it in front of the mirror, that's always good. But if you're doing your Zoom performance or you're doing like a YouTube performance, practice it in whatever frame you're gonna have, right? Like right now, this is my frame. So if I was gonna do my performance right now, right here sitting, you wouldn't be able to see my hands, right? So I need to know that my hands need to come all the way up here for you guys to see me, right? So if I was gonna sing it right now, I would have to do, you're broken down and tired. My hands would have to be here for you to see it, right? So like what I did before this class is when I was testing out the volumes of everything and all that stuff, is I started a Zoom meeting all by myself. I recorded it, and I tried this microphone, I tried that microphone, I tried this one, you know, and you can do that and then watch it back and be like, okay, cool. I like this microphone. I like this lighting. I like my hands got to be all the way up here, right? I liked my facial expressions, or maybe, ooh, those didn't look so good. I'm not going to do that, but I did like it when I did this. So it's really good to practice in whatever frame you're going to be performing in, right? Cool. You guys sound awesome. I love listening to you guys. All right, I'm going to share. We're almost done. You guys are doing such a great job. The last slide is questions. All right, do we have any questions for me about anything? No? Yes, Alicia?
So I'm actually doing Hamilton at Medea.
Oh, awesome. Cool.
Yeah, and I did it at another summer camp, but we didn't actually do the play. How is this one going to be just formatted? Because the other one, we didn't do the play, we just sang songs.
That's really cool. I didn't know Medea was doing a musical. They didn't ask me to do it. I did it last year. And so
But
I
it's
don't know. Yeah, I'm so sad about that, but that's okay. I'm sure whoever is doing it will be awesome, and you guys will have so much fun. But
the brochure said your name on it.
It's not me. I don't know. I did the musical last year. We did Once on This Island Junior, and you know, we were supposed to perform it at school, but then COVID happened and everything got crazy. So we ended up doing our rehearsals online, and we ended up doing a performance where we went to a park and we filmed the kids at the park, 6 feet apart. All of our choreography had to be changed for all of that. And then we did virtual performances where we streamed it. But I didn't hear anything this year, and I reached out. Yeah, I reached out to the principal and I asked if I could do another one, and I hadn't heard back. So I don't know who's doing it. Maybe I don't know why. Maybe someone at the school made it and just thought that I was doing it because I did it last year, so they put my name on it. But I would love to see it. So once you're, you know, once you do it and everything, and the performance is ready, let me know because I'd love to see you performing it.
Aww.
Yeah, I know. I'm so sad. I wish I was doing it, but oh well, it's okay. Maybe next time. Any other questions? No? Awesome. Well, if you think of any other questions, you're welcome to email me. My email's right there, info@JeanetteAaron.com. Alicia, do you have another question?
Yeah. Where can I find the video?
The video. So this video, well, they'll all be on my YouTube channel. So after we're done, and it'll take a little while because it has to like format the video and all that, and then I'll edit it and all this stuff. But sometime maybe today or tomorrow, I will put it up on my YouTube channel. So if you go to YouTube and you type in Jeanette Aaron Performing Arts Studio, you'll find my channel. We have videos of mini lessons. So every week we post a mini lesson on Wednesday. We have all of the performances that we've done virtually are up there, except for the Medea one, because there's like licensing things with that I'm not allowed to post it. But all of our, like Valentina does our play class where they learn a play and perform it on Zoom. And the next one, they're going to write a play, which is going to be awesome. And so all of those plays are on there. There's some videos of me singing. There's all kinds of stuff up there. So you can, and the one that we watched, the Rise Up video, if you want to watch the whole thing, it's there too. So you can find it there. I'll also email it out to your parents, the link for this video, so that if you wanted to just go straight to that video, you'll have it when it's ready. And before we go today, I just want to thank you, first of all. Oh, I skipped one. That was one of my performance tips. Thank the audience. At the end of your performance, always thank them. You know, they are there taking time out of their own day to watch you, and you want to thank them for that. Thank them for their support. And you know, it's always good at the end of your performance to let them know about other opportunities to see you perform. So you could tell them, like, you know, check my website for the next performance dates, or, you know, I have another show coming up next week, and make sure to come watch, or whatever. So thank your audience, tell them what's coming up next. So that's what I'm going to do right now. First of all, thank you guys. You guys are awesome. You sounded great. You looked great. I'm so glad that you were here. And we have, starting on Monday, our brand new session of group classes. So if you're interested in trying out some classes, we have dance for musical theater, we have a songwriting class, we have the page to stage acting class that Valentina's doing where they're going to write a play and perform it on Zoom. We have singing for musical theater, and then we have theater games on Fridays. It's super fun. So if you're interested in those, go ahead and check it out on the website. Yeah, Valentina?
Is the page to stage on Monday or on
On
Tuesday?
Tuesday, same time
Okay.
as always. Yeah.
Okay.
Tuesdays, 5:30. So if there's all that information about the group classes, there's also information about private lessons on the website. We do instrument lessons as well. And hopefully I'll see you guys again soon. And remember, I'm always here, and I definitely want to see you guys perform online. So if you have a show, send me an email so that I can come see you perform. Awesome. Well, thank you guys. You're amazing.